Morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you. Welcome to the Full 100. It's Monday, the 22nd of June today. Nearing the end of the month now. And today's topic, guys, is titled Meet the Evangelical Right. The KKK Church of blacks and whites, by the way, not just whites. That's why this show is important. That's why this video is important, and that's why you have to watch this all the way to the end. So, without further ado, guys, let's get to it. Guys, and what a lot of people don't realize is that a lot of the stuff that we see, a lot of the fake news we see, the 666 mark of the devil on our wrist, the microchips, and all of these rumors milling around, a lot of it has come from the evangelical right. The evangelical right have been a menace to America because they're really strong in America. America is where they have the most influence and the most evilness, to me, in my opinion. Because even though we have racism in the UK, we never had the KKK type of movement. You only had that in America and South Africa in the apartheid times. So, guys, I want to start with this first video. Christiane Amanpour of CNN and one of her colleagues interviewed one of the reformed, shall we say, one of the reformed evangelical evildoers who, thank God, he's now discovered Jesus all over again. Take a look.
Comes from the white evangelical community of Christians. Reverend Robert Schenck is a clergyman from that very group. And after some deep self-reflection, he changed his mind on some of the so-called culture war issues and regrets his often divisive rhetoric at the time. He now leads an educational nonprofit which takes inspiration from the anti-Nazi dissident Dietrich Bonhoeffer, who was executed for plotting against Hitler. Here he is now talking to our Michelle Martin about embracing empathy in these turbulent times.
You, along with Pat Robertson, are one of the very few white evangelicals to criticize the president for this at a time when there's obviously great unhappiness, anxiety, and grief in the country. Why do you think that is?
I think first it points to the moral collapse in my own religious community. Among my fellows, there was a Faustian deal made with Donald Trump, which went something like this. Donald Trump promised, I will give you everything you've ever wanted on your laundry list of political deliverables if you give me what I want and demand, and that is religious cover. I need you to say that I'm blessed of God and that everything I've done is good. He defended the photo in front of St. John's Church with the Bible by saying a lot of Christians think it's a great photo. And that's what he needs in the deal. And we made that deal with him.
Welcome back, guys. So you see what I mean? That was the deal struck behind all of our backs. That was the deal struck in the dead of night, guys. All of that support for Trump from the Christians, all of the microchip talk, all of the mark of the devil, all of these black priests that you see come out the woodworks talking about Trump and hailing Trump and talking about Trump is a smart one and he knew this was coming and that was coming, and no, the virus is not the one, the vaccine is the one. You see all of that? It started with that deal, guys. It started with that deal. Watch some more.
And so there's a moral vacuum. There's an inability to muster the moral courage to stand up to this. I was delighted to see what Pat Robertson said. The fact that he did speak out was terribly important, though a little late in the game, but he did. But my other colleagues have not been able to do that for a number of reasons. One is because they would be assailed by their own constituents now for doing so. But the other is they would lose access, instant access. They know that Donald Trump will throw them under the bus, will lock them out of the White House, will insult them and disown them in an instant if they displease him. They are aware of that. And so they have to play this game very, very carefully. They're on very thin ice. They want what they still have outstanding on the list, which is a final appointment to the Supreme Court to give them a rock solid conservative majority. They're not going to let anything endanger that, even this kind of supremely offensive behavior.
Welcome back, guys. So you can see that you are not important in the scheme of things. Your agenda is not important. Your church isn't important. You know what's important to these guys? Having their agenda achieved. Their agenda's been coming from a long time. They're the ones who brought in prohibition, and they fought and they fought and they fought until they got prohibition. Okay? Now they're on another tip, which is the Supreme Court. They saw gay marriages coming. They didn't like it. They saw abortion, women's rights, on all of these. They didn't like it. Their main agenda is to have justices in the Supreme Court and in district courts, all appeal courts, high courts. And Trump has been fulfilling all their promises from day one. Unfortunately for Trump, which is not an evangelical situation, arrangement with which President Obama brought in, and he tried to get rid of it. It was challenged, and he's just lost the other day. He lost by 5-4. Now, if he gets to put that extra judge in, that tips the balance. Then the evangelicals can challenge gay marriage. You think they care about blacks and whites and all of this? They don't care. What they care about is how they interpret the Bible. Now you're going to hear this guy speak more about the Bible. Take another look.
That it says, what does it profit a man if he gain the whole world but lose his soul? That's the ultimate loss.
I do know that the Southern Baptist Convention just had their convention. It is the nation's largest Protestant denomination, and they show a membership decline. It's the 13th straight year of decline. It's the largest single year decline in more than a century. What are you seeing?
And that's true almost across the board, and especially when you look at under age 45. And the younger, the worse the statistics become. Young people especially are leaving evangelical churches in droves. And why? Because they see the hypocrisy. They see an identification with establishment power, with political force and influence. They are tired of the combat, the social conflict, the wars, many of them ginned up. Look, I know this stuff personally. I battled with fundraisers for decades who told me, look, we need to leave your people afraid and angry. Mm-hmm. The madder they are, the more fearful they are, the more money they're going to send you. Give us more fear and more anger. I was actually told that explicitly at a conference room table. We need more fear and more anger. Well, young people are sick of that.
Welcome back, guys. Let me explain something to you guys. To my black British people especially, because I think it's hard to reach the Americans right now because they're so ingrained. We got so many black pastors. But to my black British, fellow British people, okay, in the UK, be aware of this stuff. A lot of the stuff I hear many of you talking about, guys, is really the evangelical right, white evangelical right, sewn up with the black evangelical right. That's throwing these things down. All of them videos. Actually, remember this pastor? Take a look.
And he said he will do it, and this is going to end the whole thing. He's going to declare a state of emergency for the whole United States of America, which will suspend the election, which will automatically make him president for the next 4 years.
From my friend Chris Preddy's video where he said, you know, they're talking sense, you know, I'm just saying, just break it down. He's just breaking it down, okay? That's from that team, guys. All of these black pastors you've seen, many of them have died of COVID-19 because they thought this was a planned thing. right? Because they thought this was planned. Guys, this is serious. This is so deep, right? These guys have sold Jesus Christ. These guys have sold everything. They've sold you. They've sold their God. They sold Jesus. They sold their families. They will sell you as long as Trump gives them what they want. And you're going to hear the guy say, it doesn't matter that they know that they're scared of Trump, because they know all Trump has to say is boo-hoo, we don't like you anymore, and he will get his hardcore people, their church numbers will go down, even though their church numbers are already going down, right? Guys, I'm bringing these to you guys so you can understand the chain of events. I do. That's why it's hard to get me on fake news, guys. It's real. You can't get me on fake news because I know who's behind that and who's behind that. And I'm trying to bring this information on this platform so you guys begin to understand. Because a lot of the fake news that's starting now on Black Lives Matter is to do with the gay activity and the trans. I was out on Saturday at the marches, and I saw a lot of gays come out. I saw a lot of trans come out. I saw a lot of lesbians come out. And a lot of them are saying Black Lives Matter, trans Black Lives Matter. Fair enough. You know what? If this is the time that every demographic, every group wants to throw, as long as it's the minority, I am okay with it. Are you? Because that's the angle they're coming at you guys with. They're coming at you guys with the angle of, oh, you're supporting the gay thing. If you're not getting, don't let them. That's the church doing that again. The church will break up listen, black preachers will break up Black Lives Matter. They will. If you don't believe me, you follow them. Because as long as they still need something from Trump, they'll do anything, including sell you and you and you out. Take another look, guys.
In public, the support is as strong as ever, as strong publicly as ever. Are the conversations privately different?
Well, a year, 2 years ago, I used to hear my colleagues, they would whisper, I know the guy's way over the top. I know he's terribly offensive. I know he's way too visceral. He's too impulsive. He doesn't know us. He's not religious. Look, we know who he is. He's a secularist. He's not a believer. But he's good for us. And who else is going to get this done? And it's going to take a fighter like him to get it done. Now I don't hear that much anymore. I fear for them. I mean, in one sense, just in terms of reclaiming their moral integrity, regaining a sense of ethics and what is right and wrong.
Welcome back, guys. Now, I'll just say this. They are losing people. People are waking up. For me, I can see the only people that's rising in numbers for these people is blacks. I'm putting you blacks on notice now. Okay? Don't let the evil Christians, yes, that's what I call them, the evil Christians, because this is the church of the KKK, my people. This is the church of the KKK. Do not get it confused. These are the guys. What is the biggest sign that happens at a KKK rally? The burning of the cross. Right? This is the church of the KKK. So my people, I'm going to sign out, okay, by wishing you all a fantastic week. Share this video. Stop sharing the fake news. I'm here to bring us together. Some others are intending on breaking us apart. If you haven't attended the marches yet, make sure you go out this weekend. We are making fantastic progress, and I hope I'll see you all out there. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Take care and have a good evening. Bye bye now.